Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Annalie if you guys are new here, and today's video is going to be full of Valentine's decor, and it is also a collab with Lisa Marie over on her channel, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie, and we will have more on that later. So for this first project, we go ahead and we get started with this piece of wood. This is just a scrap piece of wood that was, I believe, a 2x4, and I ended up using my table saw to rip this down in half. And then after that, I sanded it down really quick, and like I said, I don't have the footage of that because this room that I'm in right now is a heated room, but my saws are out in the cold, so I just run out there and cut it really, really quick so I can get back in the heated room. But I went ahead and I measured these down so that they kind of tapered. As you can see here, I've got them stacked, and there are, I think the bottom one is 9 inches long, and then we do 7, and then we do 5. And then I used some Waverly White chalk paint because I don't have any other colors besides like white and black. So I kind of just make my own colors, and I was going for that ballet slipper color. So I just used some magenta paint from Arteza and mixed that in and then just painted that on. I gave these a few good coats, let them dry really good, and then using some more Arteza paint, I went ahead and I just used my finger to kind of distress these a little bit. And you can see that I'm doing it really heavy and kind of sloppy because then I go in here in just a minute and I give it a really good sanding. And I do this because I want to see some of the wood come through, but I like to have some of the distressed brown show through as well. And I really go heavy on the sanding. So then I used my cutting machine to cut out these words, and I used the vinyl to actually make a stencil. And then using my Arteza paint markers, I went ahead and just traced these on in with like the stencils. Like I just basically filled it in. This was such an easy project to do this because it just, like I said, you stick that on as a stencil, and then I basically just had to write these on, but I can't write this way, and so I love that this kind of gave me a guided stencil for it. And then I just peeled these off, and I'm probably going to glue them together. I haven't decided yet because I kind of just want them to almost be a little bit staggered in a way, but I went ahead and I just stacked them up on each other just like this, and I think this turned out so cute. Today's video is part of a collaboration with my good friend Lisa Marie over on her channel, Living My Best Life with Lisa Marie. You guys, she is amazing and she is so inspiring. She makes such incredible DIYs. If you guys could do me a huge favor and go over to her channel and leave her a comment and tell her that I sent you over, I know that she would absolutely love it. You guys, she is so amazing and she will bring you so much inspiration. If you guys are coming over from Lisa's channel, welcome. My name is Annalie, and this is my DIY channel where I do a bunch of DIYs and some home decor projects, but mostly DIYs. So if you guys are coming over, thank you for coming over and for stopping by, and I'm so glad that you guys are here watching our videos. For this next DIY, I got these little, I don't even know what they are, weighted stands from the Dollar Tree, and I really liked how they looked up on top, but the bottom part with that just like pink paper was really chintzy to me, and I really wanted to make this look a little bit more farmhouse. I did not know that these were made with cement, so that's cool. It makes a lot of sense, but I just decided I could dress this up just a little bit more and make it match my farmhouse decor and not look quite so cheap. So I got some of this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I cut 2 pieces, like I have 2 of them, so I cut 2 pieces for each, and then I kind of offset them, and then I just wrap this up around the cement. And then using some ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree, I just went ahead and I tied that around the base of it. You guys, this is seriously the easiest DIY I've probably ever done on my channel because I really didn't even do that much. I just switched out the bottom, but I'm telling you, it makes the biggest difference. Wait until you see the end result. It just makes it look so much more farmhouse, more quality. It looks like I actually maybe DIY'd the entire thing. I just think that it was exactly what this needed. So using this ribbon from the Dollar Tree, I did wrap I did wrap a piece around the burlap and then I glued it on, and then I went ahead and I just tied this bow using the ribbon as well. I tied a bow in the ribbon. That's very obvious. I don't know why I said that, but, and then I went ahead and dovetailed the edges and then I just glued that on. I wanted that little strip of ribbon though to wrap around it because I think it made it look a lot better. So look at the difference between the two right here. So here you can see of course, the one on the left, which I just did, and then the one on the right. I think it looks so much better and it just makes it farmhouse. This is a sign that you can get from the Dollar Tree right now. I really liked this sign for the bordered edge. I like the wood look. And so I went ahead and I took this apart. I saved that welcome sign for something else and just went ahead and sanded off all of this glue. And then using some of that paint mixture that I made with Waverly white chalk paint and some pink from the Arteza, I had a lot left over, so I went ahead and I just got this painted on. I gave this 2 good coats and I let it dry. And then I went ahead and I sanded it, and you guys, it really sanded a lot easier than I thought it was going to. I really, really distressed that. Like, I killed it. But I was like, okay, maybe this could just look really, really rustic. So using my cutting machine, I cut out this decal that you can get from the Silhouette Studio. I just purchased it for like 70 cents and it just says XOXO, but the hearts are the O's. And so I put this on, and I didn't realize that I probably didn't need to distress this sign that much because the transfer tape is definitely distressing this for me as well. So by the time this is all said and done, this sign is seriously like just murdered, I guess. What's the word? It's just in distress. It's completely distressed. It is waiting for somebody to come and save it. But I did end up leaving it because I liked it and I went with it. Look how much paint that pulled off. Like, I was like, whoa. It's okay though. And then I just went ahead and I kept the frame the exact same, and I just glued this right back in and kind of cleaned out the glue. And I really liked it. I thought it was just a cute little sign that would go really cute on like a tiered tray or some floating shelves, or just kind of like a smaller little accent piece with your Valentine's decor. Ugh, look at that distressing, you guys. I don't know. It might be too distressed. Okay, this DIY right here, I cut these shapes out of scrapbook paper years ago. When I say years ago, I mean at least more than 5 years ago. I used to be super crafty a long time ago before I kind of like, I let it go for a little bit, and then I got my YouTube channel and I brought it back. So I cut these out, I glued that hard on, and then I got these giant gold stickers. I have no idea where they came from because I got them at the time. This is the DIY that I was going to make over 5 years ago. I cut these out and I want them to say "Be Mine," and I'm going to make a little banner. And so I just never put the stickers on. I cut them out and put them in a bag. Can't believe that I saved them. When I found them, I was like, wow. So I went ahead and I just am finally making this DIY 5+ years later, but it's okay. Here we are making it look cute. And so we're putting all of the letters on. I love the gold. I purposely left the gold. It is shiny. And so it was a little bit tricky to film because it's very, very shiny, but I love the gold with the pink and red of the paper. And then I got these candlesticks from a little store in Utah called The Wood Connection, and I painted these and distressed these again years ago, you guys. I actually use these candlesticks to create little banners that I change out seasonally. So I had the last season that I had on these was fall. So I took that off, and then I used these little foam squares that you can just pick up from the Dollar Tree. Works out so perfect. And then some baker's twine that I just got a whole pack of from Hobby Lobby at like 50% off. And I went ahead and I just put a foam square on the back of each one of these and then just pressed it onto the baker's twine. And then I went ahead and I tied these to my candlesticks. Also, I end up embellishing the sides just a little bit, but I was just going to town with this and I didn't realize that my battery died, so I didn't get the footage of me making my little tassel. So I do make a little tassel with some beads on top, and I put that on the right side. Like I said, you don't see it, but coming up, you'll kind of see that there's some pink and neutral colored beads with a tassel made out of jute twine. And then I do embellish the candlesticks a little bit with some jute twine. I got a little distracted there. And this is it, all done. Like I said, you guys did not see me do any of those embellishments, but right there's some beads hanging down with a little tassel at the bottom of those. Maybe not a tassel. It's not a tassel. I'm sorry, it's not a tassel. It's just a knot at the end of the beads, and then some jute twine bows. And for this last DIY, we're going to be using one of these signs that you can pick up at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be using the back of this sign. And so I went ahead and I just pulled out the jute twine hanger, and then using some Waverly White chalk paint, I went ahead and I got this all painted and gave it 2 good coats and let that dry. Using some paint that you can get from Arteza, I used the brown color to go ahead and give this some distressing. And I like this sign how it already kind of has those indents right there. So I of course wanted to keep a shiplap look going on with this. So as I distressed the edges, I also filled in the middle, and then I used my paintbrush to just kind of make some lines meet across so that it gave kind of a faux shiplap look on this sign. And then again, using my cutting machine, I went ahead and I cut out this little Valentine's decal that I just purchased from the Silhouette Studio. And it says, "Be Mine." I definitely have a theme going on here, I guess, with "Be Mine." I just realized that that's exactly what my last sign said, but that's okay, my banner. But I went ahead and I put this on and used it again as a stencil. And then using my Arteza acrylic paint markers, you guys, I have an entire pack of like 40 of these. They are the best things ever. Arteza has such quality supplies. I use them all the time. I use my Arteza markers and my paints in almost every project that I do because it just makes it so easy. Right here, I'm using the stencil, and all I have to do is basically just color in the lines, and it works so good. And what I like about this is with like a vinyl decal, I would have to use all one color of vinyl if I were to just put this on. But since I have the markers and where I'm using it like a stencil, I can use all of these different colors. And now, of course, for the embellishment, because we have to always embellish everything. Everything needs a bow, at least, at the very least, right? Everything needs a bow. So we are going to be using some of this wire beaded garland stuff that you can get at the Dollar Tree. This is actually left over from Christmas. It is red, but it's a little bit darker than maybe I wanted now that I'm looking at it on screen. But I just went ahead and I wrapped it around a paintbrush to give it kind of like a little curly Q look. And then this is where I actually make a beaded tassel. I thought I did this on the last project, I didn't. So I just used some pink beads from the Dollar Tree from the assorted pack. And then I used some neutral beads that you can get from Amazon, and then some jute twine. I went ahead and I made a little mini tassel at the end of these beads right here. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tie this on. This ribbon I got from Hobby Lobby. It was 50% off, and I loved how it's kind of like got a little denim blue jean look to it. And so I went ahead and tied off a cute little bow, dovetailed the edges, and then just put this over here in the corner. And then since we've got some jute twine going on for a tassel, I went ahead and I made a jute twine bow that's smaller to go onto the little like cute jean bow. Glued that on to the back so that that would stay where I needed it to. And then we went ahead and I tied that on so that that was hanging down just a little bit. And then I went ahead and I just glued the bows on with some hot glue. And you guys, this was it. So I did not get a chance to actually film an end segment for you guys in person. I am so sorry, but I did want to still leave you at least with a still like an uplifting message. So I will quickly just share an oldie but a goodie. This is actually a very, very popular story. Many have heard it. So this is probably not going to be new to you guys, but it's also such a good one. So it is a story called Two Wolves. And it says, a Cherokee elder was teaching his young grandson about life. A fight is going on inside of me, he said to the boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, self-doubt, and ego. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. This same fight is going on inside you and inside every other person too. The boy thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, which wolf will win? The elder simply replied, the one you feed. Just a fun little food for thought for you guys. I will have that link down below. There's also a fun video about that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Please make sure that you go over and say hi to Lisa Marie. And if you guys would like to, please consider subscribing and leave a comment down below. Like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.